Profound, intricate. Halo maybe. Faithful shield. Good stuff. Stick around, let me tell you a secret. Hey guys, have you ever really wanted to get a set of Cast Wars armor, Profound, or a Halo or Faithful shield? Well, I'm going to be giving you a rundown tip on how to do that via boosting. Now, boosting, yes, it is against the spirit of the game, but it is not against the rules. For efficiency methods, this is the way to go. This is usually friend chat based. In this case, this will be my chat, the GameBoosters chat, which if you like to apply, you can find the chat on the RuneScape forums. Basically, there are a set amount of rules in which I will cover the basics on how to use this method and explain how the method works. Before we actually get into games and I show you how things actually work in-game, on the screen here, you should be able to see all the terms in which they are very important to know. And these are steps on how to join games and how to leave games properly without getting any warnings or problems, issues, whatever you want to call them. So let me go through a rundown with you guys. Alright, now before you go into games, always join the chat and ask to be added. You'll be assigned a team. You usually never start Sara, so just remember ZTOS means you start Sami and then you go into Sara once the ticket message is shown. I'll be explaining that in the video. In the Sami team, you can be moved to Sara after a while of being there. We use this rotational system, so everyone that joins late will eventually be bumped into Sara as people on Sara decide to leave. Before you leave, you do have to say 2-game warning, the amount of games that would include the game you're currently in, and then your next game you boost and you wait until everyone is in, and then you log out, do whatever you want. Secondly, you could be chosen for a sacrifice, which means you give up a game for everyone else to get in. This doesn't happen to you very often. Once it happens to you, it doesn't happen to you again until everyone else is cycled through first. And then once your sack is done, well, you can do whatever you want for that amount of time and then continue again on the next game. And then that's pretty much it. Anything else you may run into that I don't cover in this video, feel free to ask in the chat or on forums, whatever you need. And let's get on with the video. Alright, let's get started with the Sara side. Now, before joining games, always go into the chat and ask to be added to games first. I cannot stress how important that is for them to know that you are joining. That way they can assign you a team. In this case though, I am starting on the Sara side to explain how the Sara side will work. Once you've been assigned a team, in this case Sara, go to the lobby and stand and wait until the game starts. Once you're in the game, like so, click out of the lobby room here and stand outside of the doors. You could go and try and cap in a minute, but the point is you're waiting until it hits 19 minutes on the clock. It's not always at 19 minutes because sometimes both sides will not meet the 5v5 requirement, in which case you do have to wait until this message appears, which then indicates that there are now enough players to receive gold tickets, and this is where the method can get a little tricky. For all combats except for skillers, exit to the lobby. Once you're in the lobby, head to the friends chat tab, and basically you're going to wait until login is called. While waiting, you'll see people saying ints or INS. These are people that are coming from the Sami side into the Sara side. Once everyone is logged in, there's one person left calling login. This is usually a coordinator. Once login is called, you can obviously log in. Once everyone is logged in and you yourself is logged in, there's not much else to do other than sit here and wait for the game to end and get your ticket. Now, to get the tickets, of course, you do have to score. So if no one on the team scores, both sides only get one ticket. So it's best someone on the team scores. Usually there is someone to score, but that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, feel free to AFK and do whatever you need to do. Time to start with Sami now, guys. Alright, starting the game, enter your portal. Once you're in your portal, kind of just stand there, do whatever, wait until the game starts, and once the game starts, you can leave outside the doors and stand there, but regardless, you have to stand there for a minute. Once you get the ticket message, you leave through the portal, then make your way to the Sara portal. Once you're in Sara, you'll be waiting for a entry message. Sometimes while waiting, people will also be here waiting, and they'll make a call order. If they were here before you, just let them go first, and then you'll be in after them. In this case, I was waiting for him to go first. And on the side, you can tell when someone is in. First off, when they say ints, so that means it will be safe to click the yes and go in, and your message will still be valid. Then it's your turn to go to the lobby. Once in the lobby, head to the friends chat tab and type ints, and then the rest of the time you just wait to log in. Once login is called, do the same thing as Sarah by logging in and then proceeding to sit there and pretty much just AFK. Now, just like joining games, you also have to know how to leave games. You can't just leave without warning or anything. So this is how you leave. First off, you go into the chat and you type 2-game warning. This will include the current game you're sitting in and the boost you do after this game. So currently right now you see there's 10 minutes on the clock. It will include this game, and then the next game I will boost, but since I'm on my Iron Man account, I can't really boost for this reason. I'll be switching to my main and I'll show you how a boost works. Both boosting and or sacking are pretty much the same thing because, well, you have to sack before you leave. It's also very close to like Sami or ZTOS. You go to the Sami portal and you just wait for the game to start. Now the big difference between Sami and sacking or boosting in this case is that first off, you leave outside of the doors in Sami and you stand there. Now you'll notice in the background people are going to leave once the message pops up, but don't worry about that. If you are sacking, you are there for them to get into Sara. In this case, when people do leave, this is how our games will run. They run off one person that will give up a game, and then that's how it works. So here, I'm just standing here, the message has been ticked, and then you just kind of have to wait until the last person getting into Sara, in this case our coordinator Daza, will be calling login. And when you see login, you are free to go. Usually the coordinator will thank you or say you can leave. Any boosts that people are doing, they can now leave, and you don't have to stand in Sami the whole entire time. It's just until login is called. But if you want game count, feel free to just stay in and get the game count. And that's pretty much it. So if you or any of your friends are keen on getting a Halo or any of the profound trim requirements, armor, whatever, at Castle Wars, this would hopefully spark your interest and get you interested in it. If you've liked this video, please feel free to shoot me a comment, like, subscribe, and if you didn't like the video, feel free to leave in the comments what I can improve. Otherwise, thanks for watching everyone, and I hope this guide helps you. Alright, happy Castle Wars, and I'll catch you later.